Well, hello, you guys. I wanted to come on here because I was finally inspired. And this week I've run into so many fabulous women, but what I am seeing, like myself in my journey, it needs to be said a little bit more that women, um, you need to start really, really, really putting yourself first, and as well as knowing your self-worth. Um, Several women I've come into contact with over the last week are highly intelligent, beautiful in the inside, and yet strong, but feeling very undeserving of things that they should be, in my opinion, we should expect, and not take for granted that, we have rights, and choice, and our society shouldn't dictate how we feel about ourselves. I'm thinking of two people that I kept encouraging, and then one was she's a young lady. She's the youngest of the crew at my office, and me and another coworker could tell something was wrong, and she was about to just go in her car and just cry. And we were like, no, like, what? Talk about it. What's going on? She was feeling frustrated, feeling unappreciated, and felt like she couldn't voice what she really wanted in the workplace. And she finds that she does that with everything else in her life. And I told her, it's a journey, because our society does not allow us, for such a long time, didn't allow most of us women to feel like we had the right to have an opinion, as well as to stand up for what we believe and want. I mean, you got to remember, it hasn't been that long since we had women's rights. Other than that, we were women's property. I mean, we were men's property. And they told us what to do, what we could do, what was expected, and yada, yada, yada. Old school, right? Now, it's a different day, and you find that now there's so many women that are taking their power back. They're, if you look at the statistics, women are surpassing men in success, jobs, for everything, actually. Even my dad was sharing with me regarding multi-level marketing, or direct sales. Women are outdoing it, men. So we are multifaceted, and that's a lot of the reasons I believe that we do succeed in a lot of different aspects. We are helpers, we're nurturers, we're people's rocks to lean on. Women do a lot, and we're expected to do a lot, and that I want to speak on. We're expected to do a lot. In that expectation, sorry, I don't have my tripod, so my arm's getting tired. But hold on, break. In that expectation, there's no room left for relaxation and putting yourself first. A lot of women, the first thing you hear is they feel guilty. Sorry, it's wobbly. They feel like they feel guilty about taking time or taking a break or whatever. And, you know, when you are expected to go to work as well as take care of a home, as well as take care of your husband, as well as take care of your kids, as well as you don't feel like you can have time for yourself, you know, and that's what I keep hearing over and over and over. And I have to keep reminding women, no, you have to take care of yourself, you know. And I know most people know the analogy I'm about to talk about. It's just like they tell you on the plane. First master yourself, then your kids. So take care of yourself. I remember a long time ago, I used to have a, it's not a pamper party, but something like that. And, you know, where you go to people's houses and you help them create a niche inside of their house that when they go in there, they feel serene, they can just let go, you know, create a relaxing spot in your home using the 5 senses. I should bring that back because it seems like it's needed. But if you like that, let me know. I can come and help you. But even if you don't have a space in your home and maybe you don't feel like you can create that space, whatever, take the time to give yourself at least 30 minutes to, you know, you may come home and sit in the freaking car for 30 minutes just to decompress before you have to go walk into the door. Or before you're on your way home, go take a walk for 30 minutes, you know, before you just jump in your car and come home and jump into the routine of things. So I don't want to make this too long, but all I want to encourage women to do is to look at themselves, and if they had a mirror, who do they see? And if you don't see someone that you are confident about, proud of, etc., make the small changes. You know, be human. You know, our society doesn't allow, just in general, people to be human. You know, I hear women all the time, if they cry or start crying, they think it's a sign of weakness. And I'm like, dude, God gave you tears for a reason. That reason simply is to, I'm going to say detox, but because I'm always talking about detoxing, but it's an way of letting go of energy that's built up inside you. So you never say sorry about crying. I know society looks like, you know, especially in corporate world, you know, when it's up to men and women, oh, you know, sensitive, you know, cry, yada, yada, yada. You know, it's an outlet. That's the word I was looking for. It's an outlet. You'd rather, like myself, you'd rather me cry than explode. You know, there's a lot of people that cry, or, you know, and it's not really crying because, you know, it's not really crying, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, you know, it's tears coming out your eyes sometimes is just a release, you know. You may not be able to verbalize, and you'll just see people just tears coming out their eyes. It's another form of expression, I guess. It's coming to me now. It's a form of expression, and no one should make you feel that it's a weakness. You know, there's a lot of things that God gave us to cope. It's a coping mechanism, a way of releasing, a way of handling things. Never, hashtag don't say sorry for tears, okay? This is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's crazy because I even know some people personally who they don't like letting somebody see them cry. And I understand that it's a form of vulnerability, but what I've learned, because I learned in my personal development, I don't like feeling vulnerable. You know, a lot of people don't like feeling vulnerable. But at the same time, if you own up to that vulnerability, there we go, vulnerability, people can see you, right? Because a lot of times we go around the world, and you know, in this life wearing a mask, and you know, people are looking at you thinking that you got everything going on, positive, yada yada yada. But then, you know, because it's unkept to show how you really feel about certain things, right? No, you. I hate to say what I was about to say. I'm not even gonna say it. But don't wear your mask. You know what I mean? Be authentic. Be who you are. And if you have a hard time, surround yourself like what we did with the young lady at work. Two people that have evolved, have been where she was, being able to allow her to express herself, allow her to cry, shed some tears, and talk it out. And at the end, I asked her, how do you feel? She said, I feel better. That's all she needed. She needed support. She needed women support to help her feel like it's okay. And you know, and that's, I was saying, because men, I hate to say it this way, but it came from back in the day, you know, because men always dictated how we should be. I think we as women are hard on each other as well, in regards to, you know, not supporting each other enough. You know, I don't see enough support in womanhood. You know, we're so dynamic. We're, you know, when we actually put ourselves in a situation of support, we're pretty strong. And I just want to encourage those out there that may be in a position of feeling, you know, down, feeling low, feeling whatever. This is another thing a lot of people always feel, that I hear women say. They don't want to be a burden on someone. You can't be a burden on someone if they are asking you what's wrong. You know what I mean? And then there's people that you just need to find your person. Everybody should have a person, you know. Even myself, you know, I'm usually the one that everybody comes to. But, you know, and I'll never forget, my mom had asked me a long time ago, like, I see a lot of people coming to you, who would you go to? And back then, my answer was God. I didn't have a person. But thank God I was raised the way I was, that I, you know, I prayed for a lot of things. I wrote in my journal. That was my therapy, you know. And not everybody's comfortable talking, which, you know, back then I really wasn't. But I found as I got older that verbalizing and talking things out actually released them from your head and your heart. So don't keep them in, you know. That's why so many people get depressed. That's why so many people, you know, I hate to say it, but, you know, when they take their lives or whatever, you're surprised and you're like, you know, because they felt they couldn't express themselves to anyone enough to be vulnerable and be safe. Because with vulnerability, there's a, you know, most people are not going to be vulnerable if they don't feel safe. And so, you know, it's important to try to find like-minded people that are supportive, that are, have been through, you know, same thing that you've gone through, and allow you to be you, you know, like we were sharing with her, if you're coming to work, not enjoying your job, don't feel like you have to stay. if you feel like you're not valued, you should be able to, if you don't want to verbally, write it all down, what you want to say to maybe your employer, the person in charge of you, or you're reporting to, not in charge of you, and state your facts. State your facts, and be okay with, and don't worry about what you think they're going to say, what you think they're going to react to, whatever. It's hard. I ain't gonna lie, because that's something that I probably still to this day fight with. But I've gotten better. And the more you practice, you get better and better. And now I'm thinking about someone, a friend of mine who I was talking to over the weekend. She's going through something at work as well. And I listened to her. I asked her a question. She answered, but then she backtracked and said, "Oh, I can't do that." And I was like, "Why? Why can't you do that?" And she basically was saying, because they may not, yada, yada, yada. And I said, "Stop. You're anticipating what they may do without just putting it out there and letting them answer. You're slapping it down before you even, gave it a chance, right?" So, that's my encouragement to you guys. I would love to start doing more powwows or whatever with like-minded women. So if you are one of those people, and you feel like you could add or share to like a women's circle type situation, then you're okay with being on my vlog for a particular series, please reach out. I think we need to see more women supporting each other and helping those, almost like a big sister or big brother type situation, reach back down and help the other person, because we are full circle going to be able to heal each other, help each other, and that's important. Connection, human connection and energetic connection is very important. So I'm not gonna talk anymore, because I'm like, other stories are coming to my head, and I said this was gonna be short. It's already 17 minutes. So that's gonna be my rant for today. So be good to yourself. Get yourself some self-care. Acknowledge that it's okay. If you have to say it out loud, acknowledge that it's okay to be selfish, because if you don't take care of you, no one else is going to take care of you, not the way that you want, and that's okay. Be selfish. All right, so I'm gonna wrap that up, and I'll see you guys later.